they can't do it wrong, really. So we've seen a lot of progress. There's trust in it. I think at this time last year, we were struggling with trust and confidence in the passing game. And right now, we feel like it's one of the stronger parts of our team.
And also including the tight ends with that as far as catching passes.
We do. We feel the tight ends are very versatile. We think that they can protect. They can run deep routes. They're good in the intermediate game. They're good blockers. They're good on the ball. They're good off the ball. They're good detached. I think that you have a versatile group of different body types ranging from 225 to 265 that can do a lot of different things for you and provide some versatility offensively.
Skinner and Arroyo ready to go?
Skinner and Arroyo, right now, they seem ready to go.
Coach, can you expand more about Miami of Ohio's offense and just what stands out to you about Brett Gavin?
Well, he does it all, right? He's an excellent passer. He's a tough and physical and fast, explosive runner. Great feel for the system. He makes the magic happen for them. You know, great feel for the entire the culture of the organization. You can tell he's one of their primary leaders. And it shows in the way that he plays the game. It shows in the production that he's had. And certainly, I know they count a lot on him, but he's surrounded by a great supporting cast now. He's not doing it by himself. He has some really good players around him.
Can you characterize where things are at physicality-wise on the line of scrimmage? Was there a good back and forth from what you saw?
There has been. You know, I think, you got to play a game to really, start getting a gauge for where you're at. Have we enhanced the body types? I think you've had a chance to see that, right? Where certainly there's been a buzz about that kind of stuff, but we bring those guys back down to earth. The buzz, for the trenches, that doesn't mean much, right? You got to put your hand in the dirt. You got to go play. And we're playing against a team that defensively is known for knocking back the run and pressuring the quarterback. I mean, their third down packages are as exotic as it gets. A lot of pressure, a lot of athleticism on the edge, and a lot of stunts and games inside, making things very difficult. So, for us, we feel that both the defensive side and the offensive side have improved because, yeah, they had a great summer, but we also, had an opportunity to enhance our personnel. And that personnel has been going head-to-head and toe-to-toe for an entire, 8-9 months now, in their player-led workouts, in spring practice, in fall camp. Today was a perfect example. We have three sets throughout the course of practice where the ones go against the ones and twos go against the twos, and you see legitimate battles and competition. So that's going to pay off for us, we think, now and in the big picture, in the long run. But we're enthused about what we're seeing. Let's go make it happen.
Mario, having said that, with that position group, specifically offensive line, you've needed to upgrade that. It starts there. Is that where you'll see right away the guys when you throw them in there, who can cut it, who can't? You've got a pretty good idea. Like you said, you have a pretty good idea, but when the lights come on, is that what you're really looking forward to?
Well, you're looking for performance across the board. When you say what we'll see, that's like a prediction. I'm never going to predict any aspect of the game. Do we feel confident in our advances and our progress? Absolutely. As a program, we do. We feel confident that we've worked hard. We feel confident that we're working and earning our way to playing better. And that's where we like to leave it before a game. I don't, like to talk much about what I know the way we work. I know the investment of the players, whether it be in the film room, the practice field, all that stuff. So yeah, it's consistently just getting better and better. But we need to go play football. We're not on game day yet, but we're going to get there, and Miami will be ready.
Coach, I imagine the returning players, I'm looking at this, this is kind of Middle Tennessee State game. Are they inspiring the youngsters, the 42 new guys, to step up to this one?
I don't think that's relevant to our game this week, but I respect your question.
Mario, how does this freshman class compare to others you've had in terms of their drive to compete and excel?
Well, there's going to be a lot of guys playing. You'll see that. I mean, it's, what's funny, I know Cam has a responsibility of asking for a chart, like a depth chart, who's playing what. It's hard to tell, because there's a lot of guys that are going to be splitting time. Some guys are going to be in there after one series, some after two. And if a guy gets hot, we're going to roll with him, okay? And you're playing guys that have earned playing time. And, we did a good job in recruiting some high-level talent, and they know what they're doing. They've been coached well in high school. What they lack is experience. So that part, you got to see what happens on game day. That comes with the lights being on and live play and going against experienced guys. It's an experienced team we're playing against. But our intention, our plan is, we plan on playing all the guys, young or old, been here for a while or just got here, that have earned the right to play, right? We're not just giving away playing time, and that give us a chance to be successful and win a football game.
Also, it's often said that between game 1 and game 2, you see the biggest improvement, during game 2.
Let's play game 1.
What was that?
Let's play game 1.
Exactly. So tell me about game 1. You've been a coach for so long. For some kids, it's their first game ever. What are some common threads that you can see and understand? Maybe tackling is rusty or whatever. What are some things, coaches?
Well, I think until you play the game, you really don't know. It's always a fear, right? Special teams, substitutions, organization, right? All that kind of stuff. So you work at it. You try to simulate those situations in practice. You go live headsets. You orchestrate and you set up your scrimmages and your live play so that it feels as much as a game as it could possibly be. But in terms of when the lights come on or whatnot, you recruit coaches and players that are attracted to the big stage and the bright lights, so that if there's an error, it's not because of stage fright or because of lack of time invested or preparation or whatnot. It's because, hey, we just happen not to do well on this play. So that's what we want. Now, again, when you play, well, we'll leave it at that. That's good.
Handling adversity,
Yeah.
can you tell yet before a season begins how a team will respond to adverse situations, or is that only something you can tell?
I think it's hard. I think that's hard to, and you really wish you can predict that part. What you can see in practice is a flow of practice, right? If the defense is beating down the offense, does the offense have that response mechanism to say, hey man, enough's enough. We're going to put our foot in the ground and we're going to go. We're going to get this done. Or do they just kind of, wave the white flag? Do they roll over? And what we've seen in practice so far is a team that's willing to dig deep and fight and turn the momentum, right? Hardest thing in college football is to get momentum and then keep momentum or to turn momentum. So we've seen a team that has shown growth in that part as it relates to practice, okay? I always tell, and I kid our strength coach all the time, we have a great strength and conditioning program, but the weights don't push back, The cones and the whistles, they don't push back, right? When you're running sprints and all the other stuff you do. Football, people, humans, it's resistance, right? It pushes back. So it's a great question, and looking forward to finding out.
Mario, with all the uncertainty that comes with the first game, how much of a relief or how much of a comfort is to have a guy like Van Dyke back there running your offense?
Well, it's guys like that are hard to find, right? That have experience. That and the thing that sticks out about him, again, there's a guy that wanted to be here, right, and went through a tough time because, number one, he's a competitor. Number two, he loves Miami. And number three, he understands where Miami is going. So to have a guy like that understands what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, why it's being done, and is willing to go at it, 1,000 miles per hour every single day it's awesome. He's got a great supporting cast too, which I think has really helped. And that's where we see a lot of growth, not only in him, but in our team.
Special teams, the punter, you have a new punter, and last year, you had such a great one for a while. How much of an unknown is that? Obviously, how are you feeling about that?
I mean, he looks great in practice. He looks great when we recruited him. Lou is special, right? I mean, Lou's a game changer. If you look at how many times he flipped the field, and whatnot, and certain times last year we didn't take advantage of it like we could have. I mean, he caused some he forced some errors with the way he put a spin on the ball and the way he made it flip over and whatnot, and where he put it on the field. So, but we feel very confident in what we've seen, and now also year two schematically with what we do, we feel the advances in what we do and how we do it is going to help us. It's going to help our punter. It's going to help our kicker. I think it's neat to. If you notice, Andy's bigger, Andy and big are probably not a synonymous, thought, but Andy has put on, about 16, 18 pounds. And the ball's, it's rocketing off his leg. okay? And he is accurate, and he's accountable, and he's fun to be around. I mean, that guy is, we're excited for him. You know, Mason has done a great job snapping the ball as well. We feel like we have a seasoned, dependable special teams, specialist group, I should say.
What have you liked about the competition at quarterback throughout fall camp, and just how do you feel about that position heading into week 1?
I love the fact, okay, we haven't talked about it much, that both Emery and Jakari have stepped up big time, where those guys have shown that they can play winning football. And their grasp of the offense, their ownership of our scheme, and they're just continual, their approach to the game is continuing to take steps, you know, continues to elevate, which makes you feel good about the present. God forbid there's a situation, and makes you feel really good about the future as well.